All right, everybody, and a very unhappy Wednesday to all of you. As usual, day three of the hostage of this week's hostage situation has officially ended, and we are looking forward to tomorrow, which is, as I call it every week, Friday Eve. We start getting out of that hostage situation routine. Looking forward to the weekend. This is the Unhappy Gilmore Show, powered by Green Legion Radio. I am most happy or most unhappily or happy. I don't know. I really want to say that. We'll have to work on that one. But I'm happy to be here to talk to you all this evening, as usual, every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Before we get off on a roll here and start having some fun, I did want to bring up one thing that I caught on my way home from work today. R. Kelly sentenced to 30 years in prison for sex trafficking and racketeering. I think were the official charges that he was convicted of. Look, it's not enough. You'd like to see him die in there. He's 55 years old, so if he does not parole at any point, chances are he'll likely pass away in prison. I'm more of a little bit more harsh punishment for some of these guys, for some of the crimes. Anything involving children, you deserve the worst form of punishment that can possibly be imagined. I mean, I don't know if it's waterboarding, no bubbles, uh, the guillotine to finish it off, tied and quartered. I don't know what you want to call it, but guys like him deserve the absolute worst punishment. Unfortunately, we're just not in a society that will do that sort of thing. So he was convicted, sentenced to 30 years in prison for racketeering and sex trafficking. As the judge read out his term, he did not react. So along with how awful everything he's done, he just doesn't. He continues to not show any remorse. Right? You all remember that interview he did a few years ago, where it felt very choreographed, very staged. Where he was throwing stuff and crying and everything. Like, dude, shut up! Like, you're a scumbag. You're the lowest form of living thing on the earth, right? I'm gonna try to find a few more things in here. They keep calling him an R&B star. I feel like that's a little inappropriate at this point. I think he should be called, former. If you're going to mention that part of his life, it should be former. He is no longer a star of anything, except maybe the prison shower stall. um, let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. This is a little repulsive. His lawyer said outside the courthouse that she would appeal the sentence. She had sought 10 years. 10. You really think only 10 years was gonna come from this? I mean, come on. Who do we have here? Dark Llama 55. I'm not quite sure who this is. No, you lies. Whatever. Yeah, Lou. I couldn't agree with you more. He's a fucking waste of oxygen. He is, and and here I am spending oxygen talking about him, but I felt like it was necessary to start off with that. I think it's a big deal. I mean, look, it's a good thing he's sentenced and he's being put away. Again, I don't feel the punishment's harsh enough, given what he did, but at least it's something. He's off the street. He can't do this sort of thing anymore. And that part of it is over. Some relief for the victims, some justice for them. A lot of them, from what I read in these articles, had expressed, how not just the physical abuse, but the emotional, the mental abuse of the whole thing. Oh boy. We'll leave that alone for now. Not quite sure who that is. So yeah, just you feel terrible for some of these. One woman here's one. One woman known in court only by the pseudonym Jane Doe number 2 said she had sex with the entertainer in 1999 when she was 17 and said she still often finds herself sobbing uncontrollably at random times of the day. And a lot of that sort of thing coming from all of these victims. So it's just awful. These folks, you know, but he's behind bars. Here's her quote. I was a teenager and you were a pedophile, ready to ruin another young lady's life. You made me do things that broke me. I literally wish that I could die because of how you made me feel. This is what I mean. And there's multiple like this, a lot of victims like this. So this is what I mean, where 30 years just doesn't feel like enough. It doesn't feel harsh enough. But, you know, he's like I said, he's 55 years old. Chances are he's gonna, he'll stop breathing up all the good oxygen at some point while he's still incarcerated. They better not give him any kind of parole. That would be the thing that would make everybody sick. But anyways, I wanted to get that going, get that off the at the beginning here before we start moving into some more fun stuff. You see the way I'm dressed. You see the shades. I know Lou already already commented. Look, it's my last show before the holiday weekend, right? So I am, I'm happy to the holiday weekend's coming up. I love the summer holidays. Memorial Day, technically not summer yet, but the unofficial start to summer. Obviously, the 4th of July, and then Labor Day to kind of unofficially end the summer. A lot of swimming in the pool, in the backyard, a lot of grilling out, and we get a night where it gets down to maybe 60 or 65. We'll get the fire pit going. I've got a projector and everything for outdoor movies. Should be a fun summer. We're going to talk about some stuff we're going to do this weekend here, and an upcoming trip that I'm taking that the family and I are taking, and a cook-off that my wife and I are going to have this coming weekend too. So should be kind of fun. I was going to do all that first and then go to sports, but I think maybe we'll start off with the sports stuff, seeing as I already kind of kicked it off with R. Kelly. I kind of want to move on away from that, and get over to something more fun. I don't know who this is. Somebody needs to help me out here. Man, take them glasses off. Yeah, I'll take them off in a minute. It's all for effect, right? You can see here. I'll take them off now. But if you see, they've got the the stars and stripes all over them. And I've got the USA jersey, just a white hat, but I wanted to make it fun. So, but yeah, it was getting a little tough to see stuff in here. So as far as the sports world goes, I mean, you're at that time of year where there's just it's baseball season. So I know a lot of you don't really enjoy that. I love it. I love this time of year, but we'll try to keep things moving here. I am going to touch on the Deshaun Watson douche-meter stays right where it's at. Lou Trowbridge in the house. Y'all, Lou Trowbridge. How you doing, buddy? Lou Trowbridge, I go back to, I think it's 8th grade, Lou. I think it was as far back as Lou and I go. So I've known him for a very long time. A very, very, very old friend of mine back in Connecticut there. Now he's had some trouble with his back. And what's he got here? You're looking like Brittany Griner with them glasses on. It's a little fucked up, Lou, but glad you joined in, bud. It's good to see you. Good to see you on here. Thanks for the support, bud. I appreciate it. Brian, what's going on, bud? You missed the sunglasses. I just told you I put them back on here for anybody who's just joining the room. My buddy Lou back in Connecticut might not like it, but I'm going to leave him on for a few more minutes. We were just about to start talking a little bit about Deshaun Watson, and I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time, and there's really not much to report, right? The douche meter stands at that Yeah, he settled with 20, like we talked about. He's still got 4 outstanding, one of which is the original accuser. We talked about all those details last week. I'm not going to beat that to death. But we do know that the NFL is, all the reports are saying the NFL is seeking an indefinite suspension. Um, Now, his defense, they are obviously, seeking something less than that, or some sort of time frame given. And what they're hanging that on is that there's no precedent for this sort of case, to base. There's no precedent for that sort of punishment for this. Um, so yeah, there might not be a precedent, but there shouldn't be a precedent, right? It's pretty serious what this clown is doing here. So no, there's not a precedent, but now you have, now it's here. So now you have to the punishment's got to fit the crime. Again, like we talked about last week and I think the week before too. MLB suspended um, Trevor Bauer for 2 years for the physical violence and sexual violence with the young lady. Hell, the NFL suspended Calvin Ridley for a full season just for gambling. Deshaun Watson, with all this stuff hanging out there, he can't play this year. I mean, I think the indefinite suspension has to be at minimum this season, and then he's probably going to have to show that he can work his way back to being, some form of a decent member of society. Michael Vick had to earn his way back too, and that was for dogfighting. This is for abusing women. And the more and more you go down the rabbit hole with him, and I'm not going to do it here anymore, there's just more and more sick, the guy needs mental help. All right, I'm taking the glasses off again. That's enough. You guys don't seem to like it very much. I did it all for effect, y'all. We're heading into the weekend here, the holiday weekend. So like to have fun with it. But yeah, Deshaun. So we'll see. They're saying everything could wrap up by Thursday. That would be great, because then that would give the guys on Green Legion Radio on Thursday night, recording for Saturday, if they wanted to cover that, they'd be able to kind of take the reins with that too. Let me jump back over here. Lou meeting Lou meeting Lou. Is he still getting paid? Yes, he is. That contract, my friend, is guaranteed $230 million. So he is. He's going to get his money regardless. Now, I don't know if Cleveland can go back and try to recoup some of that somewhere down the road if for some reason the NFL says, you know what, we're going to make an example out of you. You're done. You're out of the league. We've had it. We're not dealing with this crap anymore. We want to show that we support women, because I mean, let's not act like the Shield, as Goodell likes to say. Let's not act like they've put on a great front about, I mean, a lot this abuse towards women has happened, right? Ray Rice comes to mind. These things have happened, and there's been suspensions, but I think it's very, very possible, and it's probably at least something the NFL should consider in making an example out of Deshaun Watson, to show that they support, that they understand they have not been, kind of the gold standard when it comes to punishments for, violent acts against women. And these are big, hulking human beings, right? Like, and it doesn't sound like Deshaun was a violent thing, but it was certainly sexual and making these women feel incredibly uncomfortable, at his own free will, like just whenever he wants to. So I think it's something the NFL should consider. To jump back over here for a minute, I feel bad for your mother-in-law and other diehard Browns fans. How do they bounce back from it, dude? 100%. Lou, you are spot on. He I don't know how. They have to trade Baker Mayfield. Well, I mean, I guess they don't have to, but I don't see him. If he was smart and the Browns didn't trade him, he would do well to keep it. I'm sorry if you guys hear that horn outside. Somebody's car alarm's going off. Um, it may be my kid. He's out there trying to wash cars. He might be setting somebody's stuff off. Um, but Baker, if he was smart and the Browns didn't trade him, he would be very, very smart to look the part of of a leader, which is not something he's always done. Right? There's a lot of noise around Baker too. Certainly nothing like what's going on with Deshaun, but Baker's always talking. There's always some sort of BS with him. Um, Fito in the house. How we doing, buddy? Um, Michael Scott, Browns had to expect this. You don't give someone that much money without expecting it. Yeah, and they tailored the contract in such a way that it wouldn't hurt him if he was suspended for this year. So I agree with you. They knew it was coming. This is not news to them. Um, this was a choice that they made to not only trade away a whole bunch of picks and stuff, but then bring him in and sign him to that big contract, and really, 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 just a knife right in the back of Baker Mayfield. Look, do I think Baker Mayfield's the guy that's going to lead the Browns to some promised land? No, probably not. He kind of needs everything to be perfect. The offensive line has to be healthy. The run game has to be on point. There has to be the receivers, but he's not alone in that. Our own quarterback that we're hoping has a big breakout year this year kind of needs some of that same support. Um, but like Baker Mayfield brought that team more success than they've had in 30 years. And what they did to show how much they appreciated it was trade for a guy who's about to get suspended for trade for a guy that they don't even know how many cases might be out there. God forbid somebody blows the lid off of something in South Carolina and all the Clemson shit starts coming up, which you guys all know. I have been preaching about that for months now, wanting that to happen. So, not that I'm hoping there are other women, but how could you not assume that there are other cases like this in other places? I can't, for the life of me, imagine that this just started when he was in Houston. There's no way. Um, so back to Baker, he brings you more success than you've had in 30 years, and this is how you treat him. Now, you're probably not going to have Deshaun Watson for this season, so you could hold on to Baker, and Baker could, pull his normal Baker and be kind of a dick about it, and he would have every right to be in this situation. But for his own good, if he ends up staying in Cleveland, I still don't think he will. I think they end up trading him. But if he ends up staying in Cleveland, he would do very well to, just say, it's 1 year, bud. Say all the right things and go out there and play your ass off. Just go out there and light it up. They've got a decent roster. If everyone stays healthy, he could go out there and have himself a very big season. And then who knows? Every year there's going to be quarterbacks that get injured, quarterbacks that don't pan out. Seattle's in desperate need. I think that's an awful situation for a quarterback, though. I mean, Pete Carroll, God bless him, he's 70 years old and he still believes that defense is the number one thing. I love defense. I'm a little bit of a get off my lawn guy too, but the league itself has evolved and changed into a passing and high scoring league. And if you don't do things to try to keep up with that, you're going to get left behind. This is what's happening in Seattle, coupled with some really bad draft picks. And the same thing in New England. Belichick hasn't moved into this century. And he's also drafted poorly. Again, this past draft, right? But nobody gives a shit about him. We all take pleasure in his pain. So Yeah, Watson. I guess they're supposed to wrap up Thursday. I was kind of hoping they would wrap up today and get some sort of there'd be like initial, here's the ruling, but that would have been kind of quick considering everything started yesterday. So they wrap up tomorrow, and the taping of Green Legion Radio gets to cover it. I'm all for that too. I tune into those guys and girls. Don't want to forget Sam. God forbid. Don't want to forget them every Thursday night recording for the Saturday broadcast. Lots of fun with the panel there. So let me jump back over here again. Keenan, there had to be some kind of behavior standards because the Browns lawyers can't be that stupid. Bud, I'm not sure that they can't. I mean, it's just the Browns we're talking about here. Yeah, I'd like to believe that, but this is all they also traded away all they mortgaged their future to bring him in, and they gave him the huge contract and tailored it to where he doesn't lose a whole lot if he gets suspended for this year. So I'm not real sure there's something in that contract that's going to let them out of it. The only thing I can think of is if they did their due diligence like they claim they did. I don't buy much of that either. But if they did put something in that contract that says, okay, we're aware of 24 women, and now if more allegations come out, we can void it. I don't know if Deshaun would have signed it in that manner, but who the hell knows? Lou Mancini, what do we got here? That's a huge pride swallow, but you are right. He could come out of this like the shiniest third ever. Yeah, Baker. Yeah, he could. Now, I don't know if he will. His MO has not been about swallowing pride and being humble. That's not Baker. But this is a huge opportunity for him to show that he can be that guy. And I think he should take advantage of it. That's if he stays in Cleveland. For him, I would push if they were gonna trade, I would really push for Carolina over Seattle. I think Seattle is a terrible landing spot for him, even though right now it probably is the one that has the biggest need. Tough to say. Lou Trowbridge, what do you think about another team coming to Dallas? Not quite sure what you mean there, buddy. Yeah, you got another team coming to Dallas. You got me. You got me on that one, dude. Lou, tell me what you're talking about there. Like another team playing in Dallas, um, or do you think like Dallas might go after Baker? Or help me out on that one, homie. Russ Taylor, America, damn right. But yeah. So again, Watson, we won't know anything probably until tomorrow or Friday. I hope we have something before the end of the week. Lou again here. There's talks of a football team coming into Dallas. I don't know. Is that you? I mean, is that the XFL? Look, what I would tell you, Lou, is the NFL, first of all, the Dallas Fort Worth area could never support two football teams. It's a big metroplex, but it's not big enough to support two. And not to mention, those folks down there are born, bred, and love that godforsaken Blue Star. So even if they did do something foolish and try to put another team down there, they'd have no support. That's all. I mean, hell, the Houston Texans barely have any support. The Texas is very much Cowboys country, and no expansion team is going to change that. I don't think Jerry Jones would allow it. I think he would scream to the heavens about that any of that. I had not seen anything about that. I'll have to look that up after the show, Lou. But yeah, no, I just don't see it. Yeah, that's all Cowboy country, and they are deeply in love with that franchise. And Dak. Anybody that caught right on cue on he had Monday night was the show this week. we talked about the issues the Cowboys are likely to have this year. Could be a rough year down in Dallas. Shame, fucking shame. So Watson, we'll see what happens. We're gonna touch on another Philly, uh, Phillies. Well, sorry, we're gonna touch on Phillies defending MVP. Excuse me, tongue twisted. Bryce Harper. You guys saw over the weekend he got. I took a 97.2 mile an hour fastball to his thumb. A lot of initial reports. I was actually was it Chris Sack and Murph were recording baseball brunch late on Saturday night to air on Sunday, and right at the end of the show was when that happened. When Harper got hit. So I pulled up the clip right away. That looked crazy painful. And Harper himself says that you know it would have been better off if he got hit in the nose. You break your nose, you put a mask on over it, and still you can still go play. Broken thumb. Now he's so initially coming out, he was there was, is he done for the season? Is he done until September? Is he going to have surgery? Blah 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 blah. Well, turns out just one of those things is true. Hopefully for your Phillies and for his sake, he is going to have surgery on the thumb, and it looks like the recovery time roughly 6 weeks, could be a little bit more. So if he's a great athlete, so that could 6 weeks has him back, some roughly the middle of August. Enough time for a playoff push if the rest of your squad can hold it together and continue to either gain ground or don't lose ground in that wild card chase. I think at this point, the slow start you guys had and the hot start the Mets had, I think the division might be out of reach, but you're going to have to you just look at the wild card, right? And if you can hold it there or gain ground, and then get Harper back healthy, I think there's a definite chance he's still a playoff contending team. So it's not doomsday yet. You got to see how the surgery goes, but we'll see how that goes. I mean, you're not going to be able to replace Bryce Harper. Everyone's going to have to kind of step up. I mean, the guy, he was. I've got it here. Batting 318 with an OPS of 984, 15 homers, 21 doubles, 48 RBIs. That's what's out of your lineup now. So guys like Schwarber, certainly Nick Castellanos is going to have to elevate himself, but everyone is going to have to do their part, and the pitching staff is going to have to be, good, really good, to keep everything afloat. You don't just replace a defending MVP, especially a guy who was off to another MVP type season after the whole team had that slow start. But then you fired Girardi and you right the ship. Let me jump back over here. I've been babbling on for a few minutes now. Yeah, everybody, not another Dallas team. No, don't worry. I can. There's no way the NFL could do that. Talking about Dallas possible chance here. Russ, did you hear something about this too? Because I mean, I didn't. I saw nothing. Cowboys and one more team. Aside from New York, Lou Mancini. Aside from New York, it would not work anywhere else. New York, LA, or Chicago could probably pull it off. Maybe even just New York and LA. And the Giants and Jets both play their stadiums in Jersey because there's no freaking room for it in New York City. So yeah, no, the Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex, while it's big enough, there's just, and again, the Cowboys are a religion down there. I mean, I don't think anybody, if you've not been down there, everybody knows how the Cowboy fans talk shit, right? They all talk shit. They do it all the time. It's, we them boys, this is our year, yada, yada, yada. Every freaking season, we got to hear the same stuff. They are an institution down there, a religion. I spent most of my summer of 2015 working down there. fly out on like a Sunday or Monday. I'd be down there for 2 weeks, and then come back for a weekend and go back. Pretty much the whole summer. We had a couple other sites I traveled to as well, but most of the summer was there. First of all, there's no goddamn reason for it to ever be that hot. Okay, I got off the plane on a Sunday night, got in a rental car 6:30. It was 106 degrees in early June. That's just like I'd come out of meetings and go step outside, and the minute you open the door, that heat would just punch you dead in the face. Like, no reason for it to be that hot, but they are an institution down there. So uh, there is no way the NFL could possibly think that's a good idea. Let me get scrolling through here. Keenan, Dallas sucks, and another team means we'd have to say it twice every damn time. Russ, bro, looking at that shirt, all I can hear is America, fuck yeah, from Team America, World Police. Well, that's kind of what it's all about, man. We got the holiday weekend coming up here, so I wanted to have some fun tonight. If you missed the shades, here's the shades again. All right, fuck yeah. Close enough. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything here. Okay. Um, as usual, the room. You guys sometimes you guys take on your own form and you start running with it. And it gets hard to keep up. But I love seeing all the interaction over there, especially when I've got like Lewis Trowbridge is in here tonight, and that's a cat I've known since I was 13. Then I've got Fito in here, and I've known him since my very early 20s. And then the rest of you guys, I met you through here. So, and watching all of you interact, it's a lot of fun. So, Fito, you were part of the night we had at Gippers there in Milford when I was in town last August, where it was like worlds colliding. I had my softball buddies and my guys I grew up with in town. It was, sorry about that, guys. Kind of the same type of thing. Lou Mancini, Macho Man Shades. Damn right. Oh yeah. All right, that's all I've got on Harper. Little touch on basketball. Kyrie Irving opts into his contract. The Nets kind of called his bluff. He was, I want out, I want this. So they said, go ahead, find someone to trade for you. Well, guess what? Nobody wants to deal with a guy who believes that the earth is flat. Nobody wants to deal with a guy who, is going to miss time for every single, social issue that hurts his feelings. And I'm not trying to be too insensitive here, but like, dude, get on the court. Kyrie is not invested in playing the game of basketball anymore. I don't know how much more obvious that has to be, but he is not on the floor. He didn't go get vaccinated. Look, I'm not telling you that anyone should go get vaccinated just because of whatever. It's just another reason why he wasn't on the court. So doesn't get vaccinated. He'll go and he'll do fasting. Now that's apparently a religious thing, so I'm not going to bury him for it. But when you pair that with all of his other shit, any kind of social issue that upsets him, he he's got to take time off, or he just can't. He can't mentally deal with it. The guy isn't invested in playing ball. He wants a big contract so that he can just, kind of just collect the paycheck. So there we go. Kyrie is Ben Simmons' father. Yes, very good, Brian. I love it. But yeah, he's not invested in playing ball. The guy, give me a break. I wouldn't have given him a contract either. So he opts into his option. Right, was the only option he had. So what have the Nets done there? They've taken back control. After this year, they don't have to deal with him anymore, and they could still look to trade him. But they know that worst case scenario, one more year, this coming year, and then we're done. We can be done with Kyrie. Unfortunately for them, it's starting to look like they're going to be done with KD as well. And while he's a little soft as far as the the media and his fake Instagram accounts and crap like that. Um, you know, you can make an argument he's the best player in basketball, or at least for a time was. Certainly the best offensive player. Um, a guy that long who can shoot from anywhere on the floor. And he's not a great defender, but what gets missed is being a bad defender, but being a willing defender. Take guys like a James Harden or Carmelo Anthony. They don't even have the desire. They're not even willing to try to play defense. KD might not be good at it, but he's willing to throw his body out there. Steph Curry is the same way. So, the Nets lose Kyrie. I don't think that's the end of the world. Lose KD, not so good. And like we talked about at the end of the playoffs this year, 3 years into the Kyrie KD project in Brooklyn, and nothing to show for it. So, just nothing but early exits out of the playoffs, and nothing to show for it. So, hop back. Oh, Lou, yeah, and that's right where I was headed next. Harden, Harden opted out. I look. Now, part of that is I think he's got the hopes that, sorry, just give me a second here, that the Sixers can offer a contract that would also benefit the Sixers for cap space wise. You can wait for Diaz on some of this. I'm not the expert. I'm just telling you what I can, what I kind of think here. It could be that. But if I'm the Sixers, I am in no way. Look at the head on this. We're gonna add her in right now.
Look, I was just coming to observe.
How you doing, Sam?
Oh, I was just hanging out at the bar with Jason Kelsey. The usual.
Right, yeah. You and your glamorous life. I saw a picture of you in English.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm all American out over here getting ready for the weekend.
I got my Green Legion t-shirt on.
Yep. There you go. And look, everybody, she is not wearing gray or black again.
Not today.
It's becoming a weekly thing here.
I know it is. It's like next level. What is Sam wearing? The other day I was wearing blue. I thought I almost kicked people over.
You got anything you want to throw in here?
Look, let me just tell you, they put on such a great fundraiser at this bar. It was packed to the gills, 3 separate bars. I mean, they're raising money for charity, for the Autism Foundation. I bought a jersey. Hold on, I'll find it.
Nice.
Because I actually didn't pay cover, which the cover goes to the foundation. So I was like, all right, since I didn't pay cover.
What you got? Very nice.
Yeah. Good. It's Kelsey Myalata and Kelsey's brother, Travis.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
How big is Myalata when you're standing right next to him?
Bigger than you even could imagine.
He just looks so big on the field.
Yeah. Watching him duck down to get into places is hysterical because the Ocean Drive, which is like the main bar, is one of the oldest bars in Sea Isle. So like it's not built for a large football player. It's built for regular sized people. And
right.
Like just watching him go in and out of areas. He's like not even just like a little duck. It's like a full on.
It's like he's got a limbo to go under it.
Yeah.
Nice.
What have you guys been up to in here?
Oh, not much. The usual. I talked about R. Kelly and how he got thrown in the clink for 30 years.
No. Recently?
Today. Yeah, he got sentenced today. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's done for 30 years. Like I had said to everybody in here, it's not enough. But he's 55, 30-year sentence. If he doesn't get parole, which he better fucking not, he'll likely die in prison. So that's going to have to be enough. And at least it's some closure for the for the victims. So then we talked about Deshaun Watson a little bit. We will not have. I'm hoping that decision comes out, no later than tomorrow afternoon, so at least you all can pick it up on Thursday.
Right, right,
Um,
right, right.
I was greedily hoping for a rushed one this afternoon, but
Sure,
this
sure.
shit just started yesterday, so I'm not surprised. They're saying it'll wrap up tomorrow, but nobody knows when. NFL is pushing for an indefinite suspension. So yeah,
It look, I don't know what you talked about before, but I'll tell you this. Like people gave the Eagles a lot of crap for bringing
Vic.
in Michael Vick.
Hmm.
And like I understand that, but if you I even will say this for the recent like if you do your time and you actually do a sentence, the whole point of doing time and a sentence is to fix your life afterwards.
Rehabilitate.
Right. But if you
Yep.
don't actually do the time, if you don't actually serve the sentence, then you didn't get fixed or you didn't
Yep.
give yourself the opportunity to be fixed. So I'm on the fence about some of these things. I know that, culturally speaking, dog fighting, that's like normal in places, and I know that's not normal for us. That's not something that's okay.
No.
But he
It's
actually went to jail.
mhm.
So I
Yeah,
mean,
16 months or something like that. He was in there
yeah.
for. Yeah.
And then had to be on suspension and had to do
Yeah, he was
community
on parole
service.
and all kinds of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a
Mhm.
full on thing. So I like to see these people actually do the things that they're supposed to do.
And that's not going to happen with Watson. He's not going to face time.
And that's
Um,
my problem. I
yeah,
think that's
and
my
I
biggest
agree.
problem.
So you've got the where's Sam's America glasses? Lou Trowbridge. You missed this. Lou Trowbridge is I have known him since I was about 13 years old.
High lows,
Uh, we were in middle school together when I first met him. But yeah, no, Watson's not going to face any of that.
and that
So the
bothers me.
NFL, it bothers me too. And the NFL is pushing for an indefinite suspension. His legal team is trying to say, well, there's no precedent for that. Well, no shit. We've never had to deal with someone who was running around trying to, you know, do whatever. I'm not going to go into details
Yeah,
again, but
I
do
got you.
whatever with, a couple dozen women that we know
That
of.
we know of.
Right. So yeah, there's no precedent. So it's time to set one. And what I had said before was I think the NFL could do themselves a lot of good by showing that the Shield um, supports the fact that women have been taken advantage
Right.
of here. We this is not the image that we want our players to be portraying. That sort of
That's
shit.
right. And for people who say like for players that come out and say that's not my job, guess what? The second you sign that paper with the NFL, that is your job.
Yeah, I
That's your
agree.
job. You're a representative of the NFL. You're not
And
playing on some rec league team.
nope.
This is your job. That goes for NBA, NFL, NHL, whatever. That is your job. Your job is to stand for us.
Yep.
NBA, when they say it's not my job, it is your job.
It is your job. And that's what Goodell's always kind of, banging the drum about is, it's all about the Shield. Well, dude, you know what? You got an opportunity here to show that the Shield is representative of women's feelings and rights too. Okay. Which to this point has not been their MO.
No.
It's really not.
And
So they've got to, I would if it was me, I would make an example out of Deshaun.
absolutely.
I'd kick him out of the league.
That's right. Make
Outright.
an example. And right. So here's the thing like, yes, I am female. Yes, I do support women's rights. Yes. But I do know that there are horrible people out there that will try to use things to their advantage. They'll blow things up out of proportion to try to make themselves look good. There are people who go too far.
Yep.
But I'm sorry, what was the total?
20. Well, he settled 20 of 24 cases.
So the fact that he settled, that right there means you're guilty.
You admitted guilt.
That's right. So
now, I covered some of that last week, and I thought
okay.
maybe it had something to do with maybe the Browns and the league saying, hey, look, settle what you can. We will work with you on the rest.
Right.
So, he could have kept pushing that out, but apparently he had already previously offered all of them $100,000 each.
Right. And
which is a slap in the face.
One is too many, but I do get it. There are people who lie. I understand that.
Yeah.
There are girls or guys who lie to have themselves get the cash out. I understand that. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen. It absolutely happens. but you can't have 20
Can't have a couple dozen women. No, too much
can't
smoke for
turn
there to be
around.
no fire, Bubby.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and it's not like there's no proof.
No.
So
One of the 4 that's remaining is the original accuser.
right,
And you read some of her shit.
right.
But yeah, that's where I started. And then we went into Kyrie and James Harden and shit like that. We were just talking about James Harden when you popped in here. So I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
Harden. My thoughts
I,
on Harden were that he opted out because he thinks he's going to get a max deal, or he wants the Sixers to offer him something that would benefit both sides. I don't, and I said maybe they'd better off waiting on Diaz for that shit. I'm certainly not the expert. And then I forget who it was here. Keaton. Diaz is no expert either.
thank you, Keenan.
Right. But that was my thoughts there. After that, I'm going into the fun shit that we're gonna do here over this weekend and this month. So you're welcome to hang around for that if you want to. If you
Yeah,
want
you
to,
got it. You got a good thing coming up for this
yeah.
weekend.
So I mean, it's the 4th of July, right? It's 4th of July
Yeah.
weekend. We're gonna have fun. We're not going anywhere this weekend, but we're gonna have fun here. The kids have been doing like a lemonade and cookie stand outside.
I've been observing.
Yeah, and I've got Grady trying to cut grass. We've got one lady that's going to be a regular customer of his now. $35 a week for him to get started, and that's all to try to. I'm trying to teach them, responsibility, and we all want to take this trip later this month. Well, you know what? Inflation. So why don't you guys do some things to help us out a little bit?
Sure.
Right? We'll bake you some cookies and make you some lemonade. Go sell the shit.
I've
And trying to
had
wash cars too.
Yeah,
So.
I had a summer job since I was 12 years old because even if it was just a little bit here, a little bit there, it wasn't even the point of making the money as much as it was to work to make the money.
Yeah.
So
who is Mr. Wing here?
I don't know.
Ben Roethlisberger settled as well. People settle because it's easier to settle than pay expense lawyers. Yeah, I don't disagree, but Ben Roethlisberger didn't have 25 women coming out saying
no, but I think he had like 7 at some point.
Well, and that got graphic with the whole bathroom thing and everything.
Yeah.
Again, we're not talking about that. But anyway, so this weekend, right? A couple of weeks, well, maybe a month ago, the kids come to my wife and I, and they wanted us to have a cook-off.
Oh.
Right. So those of you who don't know, pretty much everyone on here, and you too, Sam. When Michelle, she's probably listening. Believe me when I tell you, I'm allowed to say this without putting my life at risk.
Okay.
Otherwise, I wouldn't say it. When her and I first got together, and we had Grady, and started to become a family and stuff, I did all of the cooking, and the reason for that is because Michelle would flat out burn water. Okay, she couldn't cook. Mac and cheese was more like mashed potatoes. It was bad. It was a bad scene. She'd burn eggs. So I did pretty much all the cooking. Well, you flash forward a few years, and we end up with 2 more kids, and they were 1 going on 4 and 7. And my job ended up taking me out on the road. And so I traveled 75 to 80% of the time for 2 straight years. She was forced to learn how to cook. So and she's gotten really, really good at it, right? So now it's to the point, like the kids just always, Dad, when are you gonna do this? When are you gonna do that? Now it's like it's more balanced out. Every year on their birthdays, we give them the option to pick what they want for dinner. And now they start choosing some shit that she makes too, which is great because then I don't have to spend all day in the kitchen. But so the kids want us to do a cook-off. So what we did was we took a hat, and on little sticky notes, I wrote down beef, chicken, pork, fish, and shellfish. Crumbled them all up, threw them in the hat, and I let Brooklyn, my daughter, pick. What is Lou saying over? This is Adam's last show. No, this is my last show before the 4th of July, homie. I will
if
see you
see
all
his
next
face
Wednesday.
on a milk carton, we know what happened to him.
Right, yeah. No, Lou, I promise you, she admits it, and she's where she's at now with it is told. That's why we can joke about it, because she's really good now. But so, anyways, I had Brooklyn pick out the protein for me, and Liam picked it out for her. I got fish, and Michelle got chicken. And she was kind of disappointed in it because she wanted something that was more challenging. I'm like, yo, you got it easy. Chicken, you can do like all kinds of shit with. Like, I got fish, right? And the judges are our children. So, like, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my blackened catfish.
Oh,
But I'm going to make blackened catfish tacos.
nice.
Yeah, I do make blackened catfish. Usually I do it with like some Southern style green beans and some cornbread. But I think what I'm going to do now this time, because it's summer, a week after they tell us this, they come and tell us, oh, you have to incorporate a fruit as well. I'm like,
Look,
I'm like, the fuck is this? Hell's Kitchen? Who the hell are you incorporating fruit?
These kids they're putting a challenge in there. I like that.
Look at this. Fito, one of my oldest friends here, I'm Team Michelle. You son of a bitch. You know why he says that? Because his wife makes the best breakfast on the planet. That's what that's all about.
My mom does not cook at all.
Yeah.
She never did, and in fact, once I got my license, if we found out she made dinner, I would not bring my brother home from school. We would say we had after school stuff, and we'd go to one of my aunt's houses in the neighborhood to eat at their house because it was like it's a known fact. Everyone knows my mom does
She
not
can't cook.
No, she's not. My dad always did all the cooking all the time,
and I don't mind doing it. I like to do it. Yeah. So it's gonna be. I think I'm gonna do blackened cat. So now I have to incorporate this fruit. Okay. So I think we're gonna do the blackened catfish tacos with like a mango salsa.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna do tortilla chips with fresh guac because guac is made from.
That's a good idea too.
What's that? Yeah, pineapple, roasted corn. Yeah, Lou, that's not bad, dude.
That's a good idea.
That's pretty good. I saw a recipe for that. Yeah, I mean, I like the mango salsa idea, but that actually sounds really good too. But then I'm gonna do
on the grill is like my favorite.
Then I'm gonna do chips with fresh guac because guac is made from avocado, which is also a fruit.
I don't eat guacamole, so
I don't know what the hell Michelle's gonna do. She's got a couple ideas with chicken, but I think she's got it easy with the stinking chicken. I said, all you gotta do is mix it with bacon and cheese. The kids are gonna vote for you.
Barbecue chicken with
chicken, right? Well, she'll get Liam's vote if she does that. That's
little burnt. That's my fave.
Yeah, with the crispy. Yeah.
Today I ordered pizza. I didn't eat it yet because I wanted to jump on to see you. But guess what kind of pizza I got?
What kind of pizza did you get?
White pizza with pickles on it.
I hate you. I just, you know what?
You got to try it.
I couldn't help it.
It's fine. I'm used to being muted.
I made sure to say guys and girls when talking about Thursday night with you guys.
I appreciate it because you're the only one who cares. Although I'd say it's really just Chris that leaves me out.
Well, it's a thing now.
Now it's become a thing.
There you go. Now he's got my back.
Guys, I didn't think I would like it either, and then I tried it because this girl made me try it. The girl who made the pizza, she was like, please try this. But there's something about the vinegar and the cheese. I'm telling you, don't count it out.
I can't do it. First of all, I don't like pickles at all. I mean, ever since I was a kid, I'd get my cheeseburgers with no pickles, put pickles on it. I would like squish the cheeseburger up all, unhappy Gilmore like.
I don't like pickles on burgers either, though.
No, not my thing. I don't like the taste of them. No thanks. So I put them on my pizza. No, it's as bad as pineapple if you ask me.
No, that's not okay. I don't like pineapple on pizza.
No, shit doesn't belong on pizza. The Fito's still what the
I know
pickles.
I know.
So that's the cook-off. So we're gonna do that this weekend. Haven't decided what night yet. But that should be fun. The kids are gonna have a good time with that.
Does your area have fireworks?
Yeah, usually we can like the neighborhood here. Last year we sat in the backyard and just watched all the shit go off around us.
There's not like an area that does it, like a park or something.
Oh yeah, there are, but there's like 100 million people, and unless it's, some sort of big, event. That's Putin's favorite pizza. Lou. I love it. That's the line of the night right there. That's Putin's favorite pizza. Bada
Um,
bing. But yeah, so the last thing I had, and Sam, what are you all doing this weekend?
well, I'm at the beach,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, we all know you're at the beach.
we'll do the fireworks. They do the fireworks they shoot them out into the water, so that's
Yep.
pretty cool over the ocean. Just normal stuff. The we My building has a pool in it, and they do like a hot dog barbecue at the pool.
Nice.
So that'll be cool. It's really a relaxing weekend for us. It's more about ice cream and hot dogs than
Hell yeah.
going to a bar or anything like that. It's
Oh
super
no.
easy.
Yeah. Every holiday like this, it's amateur hour, and I don't want
Exactly. So we just hang out on the deck, and like I said, hot dogs and ice cream, and
to. Hell yeah.
that's pretty much
Yeah.
it.
We're not doing much else either. I mean, we might throw a few back, but it'll be
Yeah.
in the driveway or in the backyard here.
Exactly.
We're not going anywhere. Really, we're not going anywhere because, one, I don't like you said, I don't like going out for that kind of shit. But like even a normal weekend, we are. Remember, I had messaged you
Yes.
about Philly. That's the weekend you guys are doing the sponsor
Of course,
thing.
of course,
Yeah.
that's
No,
the
it's fine. No,
You
we'll plan it for next year.
Of
No
course
worries.
it is. Yes. Well, I was like,
We'll plan it for next year. We'll do it big, and it'll be fun.
I wish you would have saw my face when you messaged me. Literally, we decided that weekend in like 1 hour before that, and I was like,
No, it actually works out because instead we are going to drive up to Milwaukee.
"Oh, okay."
As a family. Now I know, people say, "Wait, you were going to go to Philly? Now you're going to fucking Milwaukee?" Look, it's within driving distance, right?
Yeah.
It's got some cool family fun stuff. So Michelle and I are going to take. This is that same weekend. So I think the 21st, we're both leaving work early, going to come home, grab all our shit, grab the kids, and hit the road. We should get to Milwaukee that night. We got to go through Chicago to get there, but pain in the ass. Sam recovered from her monstrosity with hot dogs and ice cream for sure. So we'll get there that night, and then Friday we'll get up, and they have this place called Discovery World. It's like right on the lake up there.
Okay.
All kinds of like engineering stuff that kids can mess around with, and there's an aquarium. And I don't know if my oldest is going to like it all that much, but I mean, the entry is like $100 for all 5 of us to get in.
That's awesome.
And they earned that last weekend by cutting the yard and selling the lemonade and stuff.
Put them to work. What's the reason to have kids unless they're gonna,
right? Do the chores, right? Like, so we're gonna do that in the morning, and then we'll go over to this like kind of open market thing that they have there. A lot of cool places to eat. We'll have lunch, and then they have a bobblehead museum and Hall of Fame.
That's
Milwaukee.
cool.
Yeah, it doesn't look very big, but then they close at like 6, I think. So we should probably be able to get over there by like 3 and spend some time there.
Yeah.
And then go have dinner someplace, head back to the hotel. Liam's very excited about cheese curds because it's Wisconsin, right? yo, I'm with him. I'm like, yeah, dude. Especially if they start talking about bacon stuffed cheese curds.
I never had one before. We went to Green Bay. I had my first one, and I was like, what is this magical thing?
Did you hear that?
No, what he said.
I love cheese curds.
Well, I didn't know what it was. I never had one before.
No, they're fantastic. And we're going to be up in, the land of cheese. So
yes.
Now, the big thing. So what we're going to do is, we're tying kind of the family trip in with our summer baseball trip.
Okay.
So Saturday, we're going to get up and we're going to keep the hotel in Milwaukee, but we're going to drive down to Chicago. It's 2 hours south. The White Sox play at noon against the Indians, right? No, I'm not going to, for all you guys out there, they're the Guardians. Don't care, can't do it. It's the Tribe, Chief Wahoo, they're the Indians. That's enough. Same thing with the Redskins. Fuck off with the Commanders and the whatever.
The Commodes.
The Commodes. That's about the only, that I can live with. Commodes we can do. We can do Commodes. Oh, there's my wife. Thanks, Vito. Yeah, see? Prick, I told you. But so we're gonna drive down. So Michelle and I are gonna try to find a place for her and Brooklyn to kind of hang out for a few hours, where I can park the car in a garage safely and they can be indoors somewhere in Chicago. Makes me
Right.
nervous not being with them.
Well, there is an outdoor area. Oh man, I'll get you the
Navy
info.
Pier.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
it's like awesome to walk around.
yeah,
So,
yeah, and it'll be something like that for them to do. Um, and the boys and I will Uber over to the
right.
game. We'll be there, do our thing, get our pictures, get our passports stamped. I'll probably show those off again next week as we get closer to
Good.
it. Then we'll leave. We'll Uber back to the girls. Probably stop for some deep dish. We're in
Yes, you have
Chicago,
to.
right?
You have to.
And then
I'm
we're
not
gonna
a,
book.
I'm not a fan, but you have to.
See, I like it. It's not my New Haven, Connecticut pizza is the best pizza on the planet. It's not close. Nothing compares. Take your pickles and go somewhere else with that shit. Don't care. It's where pizza originated in the country. There's nothing beats that brick oven. I know that's a bit of a drive for you, but
No,
it
no,
really is the best.
we have real brick oven pizzas.
Yeah,
Mm.
Pepe's, Sally's, and Modern. Modern pizza is my favorite in New Haven. There's probably a few guys on here that would agree with me. But so had the deep dish, which I actually like. It's just not my favorite.
Yeah, it's not my
Um,
favorite.
and some places go too much. They put too much with the sauce on top. It's like chill out a little bit. But then we're going to drive back up to Milwaukee. The Brewers play at 6:00 that night.
This is a day.
So we're going to double dip 2 stadiums same day. Now my oldest and I have been to both of these ballparks already, but Liam hasn't.
Right.
So this is about getting him caught up. And yeah, there he is. I was just going to say it. No sooner did he come in. Lou Dominguez, there he is, hoping to join the Gilmore boys for the nightcap of the doubleheader in Milwaukee.
Do it,
Lou is
Lou.
gonna,
You won't.
yeah, he's going to try to fly up to Milwaukee and meet us there for the game that night. That would be absolutely fantastic, my brother. I hope you can pull that off. We're just about a month away. So, and then, that'll be the end of the night for Saturday. And Sunday, we've got all day to putz around in Milwaukee again. There's still some other shit. You got a Harley Davidson museum up there. Could be cool.
Yeah.
We'll do all that kind of stuff. Have some more. You got to have some bratwursts and stuff when you're up there. Depending on how much stuff we can get done on Friday and what that leaves us for Sunday, there's always the outside chance I may drive that 2 hours up to Green Bay and tour Lambeau Field. But
yeah.
I kind of want to save that for the next time the Eagles are there.
It is, yeah. That's a I never
it's a
felt
bucket list thing.
I never felt chills walking into a stadium before until I walked into Lambeau Field.
Yeah, and I would be the same way.
Yeah, I definitely tugged at my heartstrings for a second. So it was like I had to take a deep breath because I felt like I was somewhere great.
Yeah. But, yeah, that was that's something I want to do. But again, like I and it's not something my family's going to want to do. They're not going to be into that. So it's probably best served for a Green Legion trip somewhere down the road. And then Monday we'll drive back. And that'll be that. But that's going to be the weekend in Milwaukee. I'm really, really excited for it. Double dip in 2 different stadiums, 2 different cities in one day. There's only a few places you can really pull that off.
Yeah.
Chicago itself, but usually the Cubs and White Sox aren't home at the same time. Same thing with New York with the Yankees and Mets. Baltimore and Philly, you can. Baltimore and DC, you can do. Baltimore and Philly, you can probably do as well.
Are you going to leave Chicago that stadium a little early?
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, only because of the not just traffic, but like the amount of people that are exiting at one time.
And it's the South Side. I'm not trying to hang around with fucking people. No way.
Right.
Yeah, I've been there before, so I mean, we'll Uber out of there. The game starts at noon. I'm hoping we can get in when they open the gates. They usually open them an hour ahead of the game. So if I can get in the stadium at 11, do our walking around, get our pictures and everything, watch a couple innings of the game, and then get out of there.
And then bounce. Right. That makes sense because then you have time to like get to your next spot without rushing.
Yeah. Well, I got to get out, we got to get out of the stadium. Then we got to get over to wherever the area is for rideshare, right? We all know they have specific places. And then, got to get out to Michelle, get the car, get the deep dish, and get back up to Milwaukee. Now, once we're at the stadium in Milwaukee, we can take our time.
Sure.
Right. So I got to bring the girls back to the hotel, and then we can take our time. But that's the weekend in Milwaukee. I don't know if anybody else has ever been there. I've only been there once, and it was just for the game. So I'm kind of excited to see what else we can do there in Milwaukee. It's not an adult trip, which is a little bit of a bummer because there's a ton of breweries
Sure.
in Milwaukee, but
Well,
I'm
I
happy to
mean,
bring the kids up.
I do think the kids are allowed to go into them, though.
They are, but it's just not something I'd like to do with them. You know what I mean? Sorry, freaking show.
Some of them are neat though. Like I know when I was in Colorado, there's like stuff there to do. There's games. There's like they have things to do. It's not just sit there and drink. So
what do we got here? We got a Lou in the house. That beats a royal flush.
Yes, it does.
That's all I got. That was kind of where I wanted to end it off. I'm excited for the weekend. I'm excited for the cook-off. I'm really excited for the trip to Milwaukee. I'm hoping these kids can earn about another $500 between now and then. They're doing pretty good so far, so I think it's possible. We got to get the car wash thing going a little bit. Trying to charge $7 for a car wash, and then you kind of bait them in. Like, well, it's $7 for the car wash, and for another $3, you can have cookies and lemonade while you wait. All right, so that's $10. Bam. But we're working on it.
So you're pimping your children out. It's fine.
Yeah, like the fuck.
I told you that's what my dad always says. Why did I have you?
Dude, that's what I tell my kids. Like, once Liam can cut the grass and Grady can do the trim, I'm just going to sit at the window when it's 1,000 degrees outside with a nice cold water and be like, yeah, it's hot out there. I ain't going out there. That's bullshit. Or I'll be in the pool, just floating around like a slob. Hey, get me a beer.
Oh, man.
So what was that? Did you want to plug that weekend again?
That's the 23rd. It's Saturday, the 23rd of July. The Green Legion is taking over the Ludlam Bar and Grill in Sea Isle City, New Jersey. I just stopped over there today to check it out, make sure everything was going to be ready for us. And we will be taking over that area, and it should be a good day. We have Bud Light Baseball Brunch from 11 to 12, and then we're doing regular Green Legion radio from 12 to 2. Somewhere in there, I'll probably be passed out in a corner because I haven't slept. No one cares about me. It's fine. I got it. It's fine. I'm giving the guys my apartment for the weekend.
You are brave. I mean,
we did it the last time too, and actually it was pretty easy. So my parents live next door to me here, so it's really easy for me to just be like, all right, bye, and just go next door and leave.
And just go next door and hide, right?
So.
Oh man, yeah, that's. I wish I could have come up for that. That would have been a lot of fun, but we got the kids, so got to find some family.
Car wash? Can they reach the roof or just do the sides?
No, I have a thing that's like telescopic, so it extends out and they can reach up over the top.
Yeah.
Yep.
We don't mess around, Keenan. Come on, it's Adam. Yeah. He's not doing nothing's half-assed.
I'm not trying to rip anybody off here. Get out of here.
Nobody puts him in the corner to sleep. I need to, Lou. I'm going to have to because these guys are not going to give me a chance to relax for 1 minute that whole weekend.
Oh, Lou Trowbridge, a Jersey girl, but you don't rock the Jets or Giants. That's South Jersey, homie.
Jersey,
right.
South Jersey.
South Jersey.
Philly. I can see the bridges from my house.
Fito, what is this? Family and I are heading to Bashan Lake and Muda's first camping trip with the kiddos. This will be interesting. Hey, dude, you know what? At least your wife is willing to go camp. Michelle won't do it.
No,
unless there's a cabin with like air conditioning and Wi-Fi and fucking TV or something. Like if I told her we were going camping and we showed up to the site and I was putting a tent up, she'd probably punch me, take the keys, and leave.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and leave me with the kids. Like, whatever. I'm out of here. That's not right.
Michelle's a good time, so I think I support her decision.
Oh, and I'm not. Come on.
I didn't say you weren't. I'm just saying I support her decision.
Yeah, whatever. You guys are all plotting against me. Even you, Fito. Damn it.
We're not plotting against you. We're just we're for Michelle.
Right.
Not against you.
All right. That's all I got for this week, everybody. Sam, thank you for coming in.
I had to pop in real quick.
Yeah, I love it when it's a lot of fun when you come back in here. Lou Trowbridge, great to see you, man. It's nice to have the support from an old friend. The usual suspects: Lou Mancini, Bryant, Keenan, Luis Dominguez, hoping to see you in Milwaukee. Fito, Michael Scott, Russ. You guys, that room is always fantastic. And when you guys are on Thursdays and then the baseball draft, then I'm in there in the room with them having a blast. So
I know that's
so
how
much
I
fun.
got started with Green Legion Radio, is because I was in the room and I loved every part of it. So it's a good time.
It is. It's great. And I'll just, even when I'm talking about other stuff, I'll look over and I'll see they just like their own little conversation, their whole little world, and it cracks me up. It's fantastic. I love every minute of it.
It's the best.
There were a couple of people in here that I didn't really know who the hell they were. There was one early called Dark Llama, saying "I love you." That might be one of my kids screwing around. I have no idea. Either that or it's someone who I work with being an ass. That's always possible. And then there was another one that I can't quite put. Mr. Wing.
Oh yeah,
with the Roethlisberger thing. I don't know. But thank you all for joining, right? So I hope everybody enjoys the holiday weekend. Happy birthday, America. One of these weeks, we're going to get Sam in here prior to the show, and I'm going to set up my little speakers, and she's going to have to tell me what the volume level is good at, because we got to figure out some music here rather than this shit that I'm about to put back on for you for the last couple of minutes here. So, for Super Sam, make sure you tune in tomorrow night. Green Legion Radio. They're recording tomorrow night for the broadcast on Saturday, and that's the usual. That's the whole panel there with Quimby, Sack, Diaz, Irving Fryer, and Super Sam. Is Slash going to be there too, or is he?
I think so, but I'm not.
Slash too. All right. Well, don't forget to tune into that. They are always entertaining. You guys think I'm a lot of fun. You should tune into that and watch that. And then Sundays with Baseball Brunch. Look, I'm not a Phillies fan, but that show is awesome. I love watching the two of them and the giveaways every week and everything. So that'll wrap it up here for the Unhappy Gilmore Show. I'm going to go have dinner, and then I'm going to get ready to finish out my stinking ass work week. Tomorrow is, what do we call it? Not day 4 of the hostage situation. Tomorrow's Friday Eve. That's what every Thursday is. That's how I get myself through the week. So,
when you said that on Monday, I almost cried laughing.
What, day 1 of the hostage situation? Oh, I was aggravated when I tried to throw the sunglasses. Oh, the sunglasses, you missed it.
Oh, you are ready.
And I would.
Hey.
The other thing I had, I'll put it on when we go to, because I'll be able to take the headphones off. All right, everybody. I've babbled on for long enough. You guys enjoy your evening. Enjoy your weekend. I will see you next Wednesday at 6 p.m. Sam will see you tomorrow night and on Sunday. She's kind of lurking in the background there, like evil doctor or evil Sith. All right, everyone. You enjoy. I will see you soon. Thank you for coming on. All right, everybody. Thanks again for joining. I'll see you next week. Happy 4th of July. You guys have a great weekend.